It's a very risky pick, but the Lee Sin is going to have a lot more money than a jungle Lee Sin will, of course, and it's Rascal, so we generally trust in the Lee Sin top side. We've seen it a few times this season. Kingen pulled it off earlier on, but it has been Rascal who was playing it after it kind of expired, after it was nerfed a few times, and solo lane Lee Sin wasn't very strong on the top side of the map. Rascal said, no, yes, it is. Here we are.
There was some interesting sounds during that fan cheer. I think it was Lulu.
Yes. I also was confused at first, and I thought there was some infighting. Won't be pathing top side for a little while here in this game. As level 1, just going to be a trade down here bottom side. Not going to be a lot of power in this Renata until level 2. Try and do what they can to harass here with Glitterlance, get that control of the bush.
Yeah.
And Rascal, he is just going to be looking for action right away.
Note that in this bot matchup in this game, we will have an Ignite actually given both ways. His life takes a big chunk, and aiming now kind of on the run here. He will rejoin as everybody low now in the lanes.
In the top lane.
In goes the Silas, and everybody seems to be here, both junglers. Just going to butt heads in the side brush. And that just means that nobody's really getting ganked here. Cuz right in the right spot to make sure that the closer couldn't really put on the aggression any further. As Vikla gets extremely low, is probably going to have to flash away from this one. He's trying to hit level 6 as Cuz comes in. He's minion dematerializing, and he hits 6. But Kroko is right here, and the Spirit Rush is stolen, but closer cannot quite close the gap. But there is the stun onto Cuz, but they're under turret now. And that is not going to be a kill either way.
Okay, Rascal here also going to be hit. His opponent's going to hit 6 first.
Yeah, Rascal going to have to flash away from that one, and Dove is winning in a 1v1 in the top side. Up a level as Rascal hits 6, though. That's a lot of damage. The kickback is perfect. Dove has a flash. He elects not to use it.
Ladies and gentlemen, Rascal's top Lee Sin. Oh, Dove doesn't use his flash, as you say. And Rascal turns this one around. Valdez looking very good for KT's early game right now.
Otherwise, I might be dead. And Rascal has made that clear. As Kroko is here, Wild Growth will come in. The damage not quite there for life. They'll finally take him down. As aiming is shelling in, but it's Noon Quiver Zeri, so it's not quite had his moment just yet. So nice little play there from Kroko.
Yeah.
Finds an angle.
Really nicely done. Meanwhile, over here again, he has flash, kick back up.
Yep, this is the thing. He hops back in. He's got red buff.
So a big trade back here for Liv Sandbox. Sivir picks up a kill, has this Kraken Slayer for the second Drake fight.
Oh! He's just playing with his food now. That's what I was talking about, this top lane. I'm like, this is not very close when it comes to the individual ability of these two players to play out a lane. And Rascal is just dunking on him again and again.
The power of the Rift Herald bottom side here is massive too for the draft that KT have. Closer does have the Ahri Spirit Rush once again. This is not a fight you want to force necessarily as KT. Rascal does not have the ability to join in.
He's just farming it out. He's taking the Krugs. As, yeah, really nice trade coming in here from Closer. He's got Spirit Rush. I think that Vikla is dead. Flashes in on him. As, meanwhile, we do have a nice little rotation coming on in as they really want to get this down. The Flash Glitterlance should be enough, as they will hand that one over to Cuz. So at least there is a response, but not before Closer does put on a nice show. So that's kind of how you know.
Yeah.
Let's just listen in.
Dodges the wall up so beautifully here. And, I mean, goes under turret, kicks him, Sonic Wave, got him.
The second he gets in there and he lands a few, he's like, yep, got him.
Yeah. This was just really well played from Closer, has the Spirit Rush for the chase, gets him over the wall with the flash.
Also calls it.
so many different ways this goes wrong for Live Sandbox unless they have all the CC as aiming once again.
Oh, he's still going to get hooked. Even with the wild growth, the Berserk comes in and aiming is doing a lot of damage, but he will eventually be taken out as here's Rascal. A perfectly timed spell shield is going to deny the kick as Prince will not be kicked in. As now Cuz is going to have to buffer that Heartbreaker to get out. Live Sandbox with a comeback here in the mid lane.
Yeah, really big strike back here in the mid lane, and Rascal's spell shielded kick is really huge. Prince blocking that one makes it so that KT cannot turn this because
this is a Skarner that knows how to make those plays.
Now KT really should not take a page out of the Live Sandbox book and just give this Drake up. I don't think this is a fight worth taking.
Oh, Cuz going to be caught there by Closer, who does take a significant amount of damage back as he goes in for the trade. Cuz gets very low, though, and that is the jungler of KT. So immediately, with Sandbox going to start up this objective.
Yeah, Rascal is Lee Sin, but he doesn't have Smite.
Oh, Cuz didn't back. He's coming back here. As the Heartbreaker, he's got his team obviously setting up very aggressively for this. Cuz just going to walk back in, but that's not enough. Nice Gnar into the wall here from Dove into Impale. And Vikla actually survived for a very long period of time, but not long enough, and Stuff is going to survive. But huge kick comes in from Rascal, who's going 1v4 in the back line, as everybody else is fighting on the top side. Closer as well, going solo against multiple.
And the gold shows that KT is ahead, but they are absolutely not in this game anymore.
The insane amount of engage that Live Sandbox have as well just means that you can always punish this. Rascal, no flash, no hop to a ward. He is incredibly fed as he has the wild growth on him as well. In comes the teleport from Closer, but he's not really going in for that one as here comes the smite onto Rascal. They are looking for more as the Zeri aiming on the left side is trying to shell into these tanky members and cannot get through the health bars. Meanwhile, Prince has got a huge front line as aiming is not going to go down, and Live Sandbox will win another trade.
I mean, you were on one item. If you had your Phantom Dancer, maybe there's a world where you can actually carry this fight, but unfortunately you don't have it. Some of those setup plays, like the wild growth attempt from Rascal, was really well planned, but just too far behind now. Closer.
The ganking Zeri is the scariest, but who's ganking who? I mean, Closer is incredibly fed right now. You're getting yourself into a bad spot. Aiming's going to be impaled, and he just ults. He's fighting front to back, but he eventually does get taken out. That's the one way you can take down the Zeri, as in goes Closer again. This guy is a madman on a mission. As in they go, they're going to take out 4 of them. They do not take down Cuz, but it does not matter. It's Baron for Live Sandbox. It looks great for Live Sandbox. Here comes an insanely fast Scorpion, as yes, the wild growth comes in, and the Zeri aiming is trying to pop up, but look at the ricochet damage. It's just insane now. As everybody groups up for it, not much else they could have done there. They were trying desperately to save aiming. But now the Zeri's dead and the game is over. Live Sandbox are going to take this here in 30 minutes.
Kyle with so many fantastic ults and handshakes this game. He is sitting at nearly 100% kill contribution here as Live Sandbox are going to push to end.
Yeah, Closer's getting in there. Dove will have one last final moment. Rascal's like, I was fed at one point, but he goes down too as Kyle puts up the FPX. Not sure about that. As down will go the Nexus. Live Sandbox will take it at 29.5. An extremely dominant, over-the-top swing. And, you know, I said it during the game that I would give Closer the POG. I think it's just because that was the biggest gap that Live Sandbox had over KT in this one. Like, his Silas was just beautiful to watch. But not only him, like Crocker was doing a great job, even Dove in the team fights providing an awesome front line. And Prince, obviously, insane mechanics. You have Silas to steal away needles, I guess.
I mean, think about how strong Talia is into this, too.
Yeah,
like,
insane.
Actually insanity value. And
it's not a good ult for the Silas either.
Yeah,
Perfect pick.
Well, KT, man, they have really I don't want to get too deep on
This is
it.
one way to get aggressive.
Yeah.
Try to make a lead for yourself.
Yep. Fitting name, actually, in this matchup.
Now they're trying to get aggressive in here. The move is going to hit the blue buff, and now they're turning this around. Ignite is used on a Krako, though, but first roam comes in from Prince, who is level 1. And that is going to be Liv Sandbox saying, no, like, actually, we'd rather not take trades like this, so we tried, but they're just going to give over that blue buff to Cuz.
Yeah, well, and so, you know, as a result, like, keeping that confidence high at the peak of the season is very important.
You take a look at the trade that Prince is able to take. He's got range advantage for some parts of this matchup, of course, but in the 2v2 they do as well. So especially for our LCK teams, where I thought maybe Life would pull out something new. You know, like some kind of other sort of Enchanter-esque support that you could pit with the... I'm not even going to have a chance to talk about this. We're going in. Life is going to elect to go into this one. A perfect handshake gets him pretty low up against Cuz. Is aiming, is definitely trying to do damage. They isolate Closer on the top side. There's the follow-up as Life is going to go down, but Krako might pay the price for it as the stolen Berserk comes in from level 6 Silas. Vikla making this trade go in his favor. Double kill now for aiming on the bottom side fight.
KT get the fight they want, and they're playing around this early game Silas so incredibly well. This is a very different type of the same idea we saw in game 1. KT are just like, we are the stronger mechanical team. We are going to force the maximum.
Because I'm going to hold that thought because Krako is here. It is on vision immediately. The ults and the flash are used by aiming, so they just get out of there. They do have to expend a bunch. Kyle also tries to flash in to get this, but now it means that Liv Sandbox not really in position to stop this Rift Herald crash. So that is going to be more gold over to Vikla.
Yeah, just pulling them away. Don't know about this one, Krako.
Yeah, he is going to deny any follow-up there, but there is the bandage toss. There is no Curse of the Sad Mummy, but Liv Sandbox, can he really take this trade? I'm not so sure. The bailout is on Kyle, and he's obviously not going to get any takedowns as in goes Vikla. This Silas, a huge threat once again, as that will be the follow-up, and they just never stop. This is what this comp does. When they go in, they have so many ways to follow up. So we do have a bit of a trade up on the top side. Rascal here. Going to use his ult. He's looking for the damage. He is going to hit it as he walks towards the turret, but he will survive. Rascal, at least, he picks up his solo kill alongside the rest of his buddies. Let's take a look at this. No needles available for Dove. It doesn't look like he's got a mist either. And the Viego's got his, so in they go. Oh yeah, Vikla's here too. That doesn't seem to be fair. 3v1 as Dove does survive for quite a long period of time, but it is 3v1 at the end of the day. Here comes Liv Sandbox.
Yeah, Krako trying to make a play happen. Bottom side is not even going to grab a plate. Wants to dive the Callista. Base call up.
This is TP from the Silas, and right now Vikla is huge, so doesn't even have that first item, but it doesn't seem to matter.
And because of
so much happen.
Because of Dove being down, they're going to get a plate up here top side. Closer uses his ult, but doesn't get the plate mid. They don't get anything bottom side. I mean, they do get Vikla's teleport, but you feel pretty fine as KT here. You're
no
not
flashes.
anything.
This wall is going to get so much value. They're waiting for a recall, and they're just not going to go for it.
If this was, you know, if you remove the nameplates and this was like Genji versus Hanwha or something, we'd be like kind of going, well, you know, this is one thing or another. This is KT versus Sandbox, and KT are just skill checking this team. The most aggressive team in the LCK in terms of fighting and skirmishes, the master of these types of fights. And but the whole map has gone KT favored, and that's, I think, why this example doesn't work like you say, is Dove's going to look for the flank angle here with the Hextech gate, but KT have Prio here. It's Hextech Soul.
Yeah, and in they go. Vikla is quote-unquote caught, but I don't think he really cares about that because it's just a bait. He's not going to lose more than half of his health, and two of them are just going to be demolished on the backside of this fight.
This series has got to be the...
That's a... Ooh, he misses the shuriken, but he does have the second part of his ultimate, and the damage is insane, but the Gravitum is going to lock down Rascal for quite a bit of time, as there is the follow-up slow. Closer tries to get him, but he will get out here with the blast cone. And it has been a clean slope upwards, as we can see with the gold difference graph as well, as Closer is dead. There's no chance for him. He has exhaust, and he's not even going to use that. No point. Dove also caught out here. He's got a bunch of needles, but guess who's got better needles? it is Silas generally, although he's going to miss the last half of those ones. Not going to matter, as he will just bonk him on the head with his wallet.
Yep. Some bounty gold going over to Live Sandbox here in the mid lane. Prince will pick up 245, but look at his items, or lack thereof. He is behind the curve. They are behind in every lane, and
this is this looks very desperate from Live Sandbox, but they're really trying. As here's Vikla on the right. They don't know exactly where the Viego is, as they say, okay, let's just all go in the next gate.
It's not a flank if you're all on the other side, as KT could just say, all right, we'll take the other choke points then.
They're like, let's try to confuse them. Maybe we'll win then. And KT are like, well, I guess we'll just push the lane then?
Yeah, I mean, teleport's still up for Rascal and Vikla, so the longer Live Sandbox spend here, they just set up a 5-point defense. Look at this. While Vikla is also pushing, he can just come in. Oh, there's only a few locations he can teleport to, but this is a war of attrition. KT will win.
Rascal with the thumbs up. He's like, yeah, they're trying to do Elder Dragon. That's cute. Vikla with the easy rotation up here. Closer just going to try to come through with the wall, but immediately they are able to isolate Kyle, as Prince is actually getting some damage here onto Vikla, but he is just way too tanky right now. Prince is going to go into that stopwatch, and Dove has hit a couple of them, but the answer is loud and swift here from the side of KT. Rascal will come in. They cannot get away from these two players, and they cannot get away from Cuz either, as the needles will be stolen, and that will be the end of the game.
Not a whole lot to criticize here for Live Sandbox. They were skill checked early, and often this team to counterpick him again, I think it's going to be a big mistake.
Okay.
Well, I know how this ends.
This is going to end with Rascal just killing everybody, and even Dove's getting in there. As, okay, they might be able to kill him. Actually, they will, but the rest of the team will follow in tow, as the needles, pretty nice from Dove, but too little too late. As Krako, he's just hitting the Krugs, because that's what you do when you're down this far. As now, they will end the game. And this is with the Elder Drake that they elected to go for. They weren't going to push the 3, they just regrouped. And they are going to make it happen. As down will go this inhibitor. Life's like, please don't forget me. I want to be part of the picture too.
It's just a stopwatch for celebration. It's Zonia's, I should say. Been far and truly past the stopwatch era in this game. No. He has GA Valdez.
Almost got him.
A very one-sided game, and this is the type of game KT wanted.
Because if that's going to happen again, and it wasn't even just him, but it was certainly part of the reason. A really nice early fight from the side of KT as well to make it heavily in their favor. 1 tower and 4 kills for Live Sandbox.
And I will remember that Gwen is being played topside this time. There's no flexibility for that champion.
No flex on the jungle? No Viego top.
So the Gnar into Gwen matchup is going to be one that can go both ways. We've seen it so often go the Gnar's way if the Gnar can bait out some bad Gwen trades, but if you mess it up, there it is, the Gwen I couldn't see.
Oh boy. They see Krako and they're like, what do we do now?
Cancel.
Yeah.
Abort.
Hit the exit button out of the plane, as here we go. They're going to go for a bit of a skirmish, but this is looking good for Krako, who is going to start it up. Cuz flashes away, and now everybody's going to be slowed up into this fight. Kruz getting really low. They're trying to end this one as Flash comes in from Dove, but they can't quite get the kill onto the Viego. As meanwhile, in the bottom lane, Ignite was used onto Kyle.
The health in this scenario, because the AD carry could stay and farm.
Krako's gone mad. He is an angry Croc. And he might be punished for it here, as the rocks will come out in his step. First blood is given over to Vikla. That is so painful.
In the mid lane for KT Rolster. So we're going to go back to this moment from his first-person view. Shove here does not actually knock him into turret, but he flashes the charge perfectly, which causes him to take an extra turret shot. I mean, he's between 2 turrets.
이거 미드 커버 좀 바로.
And he's like, yeah, cover me mid, by the way.
Yeah.
They're coming.
That was one thing. At least Closer was able to get ahead in CS because Vikla had to back after the trade. So at least Live Sandbox can say that. Maybe they can say to themselves, oh, that was worth. As a stun does come in into a follow-up stun, Closer goes through the rocks back, trying to get his shield, but it doesn't quite work out. But Krako's here again, and he's looking to make up for the last trade as he's not going to stick around. The Comet will hit the Viego on the back as Kyle now. They're still here. There it is. The ward does come out off of cooldown, and very nice. As Rascal is looking for this one. No ultimate available for Dove. Looking to land the last of the needles, trying to get that trade under the turret. The wallop was very close to hitting Rascal there.
It'll just be a trade here on the top side. Dove's flash coming back up soon. Rascal has to expend Ghost.
Doesn't look like he has it, or maybe he's waiting for. No, he doesn't have it, as there is the sweep coming out from Closer. Again, he does not have his flash from that earlier trade. But no seismic shove means that Closer will get away. Vikla has been very liberal with his use of the seismic shove as Flash comes in and Life is alley-ooped into the turret. He doesn't care. Flash comes out from the Azir, but Closer is just going to be dunked on by Life, who is like, no, you're dead. Just accept it. You're dead. You'd have to imagine.
오케이,
before the end of the game.
Because he dodges the first shove, then he ults here, and Life Bandage Toss misses because of the second one, but he ults again and just casually walks away. It was like, I have 3 of stuns, you can't dodge all of them.
Yeah, exactly. He was really forcing the issue. We'll see, maybe the top laners. Oh no, they're coming in. Rascal's like, no, this is our Drake, please. As he's trying to put up that steadfast presence, and yes, it is going to be Krakow who picks up the objective, and he's getting away, actually, as the wall will come up from the Azir. But now Closer in a bit of trouble as he tried to save his Poppy, and he will be going down Cuz to pick up that kill.
Closer has no flash in this moment, and the amount of resources committed here to chase him is pretty massive.
There was also the difference of a call, by the way. There was aiming did not go for the call, so Prince has also got that on him. So a little bit extra as, by the way, trying to combo here as in the old days of Talia. Life is just everywhere. This little Amumu is so annoying for the side of Live Sandbox as now Live Sandbox trying to get something more, and Life is back, maybe a little bit too over-aggressive there. But, you know, I like his energy. I like the energy.
Yeah, I mean, he had a great setup for them in the last game. Dove was going to be okay, but almost goes down there, but...
Just look at the enemy.
Everything.
Yeah. So aiming could potentially find just better positioning, and even if you're down on items, you can do more damage if you're there at the right time. So we'll have to wait and see how much value the Ghost gets.
Vikla, they want to shut him down.
Yeah, Krakow very fast, very difficult for Vikla to actually get away from this, as Prince and Kyle can't really get in there, though. They're going to knock away the Amumu, as they're very annoyed by that, but Krakow is kind of fighting this all alone, as finally Closer's getting in there, getting some damage out of that backline, but Closer burning down, or Krakow rather, nearly gets out, as Prince is kiting this very well. Life is going to go back in, as he has a stopwatch, but I think he's just trying to zone for his team, as, yep, everybody's going to get zapped there, as Prince... Not a certified moment, but the Zeri already beginning to do some stuff.
And I mean, it's 2 kills for the Zeri now.
Somebody put that guy in cuffs. We can't handle this. As the bandage is going to miss this time, and Life is just dead. He has Zhonya's now, it looks like.
Flash coming up.
Oh, man, he's just going to be isolated. This Infernal Drake will be Live Sandboxes, and they are coming back. Kind of reminds you of Game 1.
Yeah, and the difference being that in Game 1, KT was way further ahead than they were this time around. You can force KT to take a fight right now that I don't think KT have the ability to win.
There's a teleport coming in. They are heavily committing to this Baron. Waiting for the turn, though. Meganar is available. Dove has got the angle, but Life hits a 4-man! And Dove is stunned as he comes in! It is perfectly handled from the side of KT. The rocks on the ground. They say thank you for the partial leash here.
Yeah.
And all Live Sandbox, Krakow hand on face. You know, this Zeri pick, it's going to potentially warp this game. As Krakow, he says, you know what? We're Live Sandbox, let's fight. And so does Life, and this time the Gnar into the wall is huge. And guess what? Prince is right here with the Zai. Can he do the damage? He's gonna kill the Amumu, but he cannot kill anybody else. Cuz is going to take him down. Aiming has the front line. And that's
man.
another win here for KT.
I cannot believe KT win this fight. It's incredible what they do. And Cuz is on the vehicle. He's getting these resets, aiming. Okay, we're not done yet. Aiming does a decent amount of damage, but Vikla survives. The CC is massive.
All right, the poke will begin. And KT, as you mentioned, they would love to just start the fight. Like, if they could start on top of Live Sandbox, that's ideal. Like, can we just teleport in? Is anyone playing Ryze in this game? No? Okay, let's see how we can do it.
Trying to zone Dove out before his Narbar comes online.
Yeah, Keeper's Verdicts. See how it goes. Cuz trying to dodge, and it's just going to be canceled. They push him away, and oh man, Steadfast Presence is enough to keep Cuz out of there. It is going to be traded for Dove's life, as Krako has to go in as well. Cannot get out, does not have flash, so a double kill.
Nose Prince is going to use this to try to slow Life.
Spell shield down. Life misses the flash. Flashes to the right, has to engage. Mummy is now down.
Kyle zoned out here, but I don't know if KT want to actually force this fight.
They seem like they're, for now, just holding their ground. Just trying to push them away with the Talia, with the Sivir. Boomerangs that are thrown out here as Cuz is waiting for it, but runs straight into Steadfast Presence as Dove. Got to be careful about that. He's got Meganar, though. No more rocks on the ground. Again, look at this. Rascal's just mid as we have a flip here, and it is going to be to the side of Live Sandbox. They get Infernal Soul.
TP coming through straight into the middle of this fight.
Yeah, and Dove is going to be isolated. Rascal wants to continue this, but Closer gets a big separation. Can they escape is the question. As Glitter Lance actually huge, and the Keeper's Verdict also huge. And look at this. Closer's doing some huge poke damage himself. Vikla on the backside, keeping it alive.
Flashing over the Sundis turret isn't going to last forever here, and it looks like Talias is going to push mid. She does have her Weaver's Wall coming up soon.
Aiming. You overstepped your bounds. You're going to have to flash away from Prince, who does not follow flash. They did not have vision over the wall, but that does mean that now he's going for it. Now he's on the chase. He goes in. He's looking for the autos. He baits them into the fight as we get TP from Closer, and they will turn the fight. Cuz is all alone, and down he should go eventually, right?
Wait.
No way. Okay, he does get taken out.
Okay, but look at the base here of Live Sandbox. There's super minions pushing. There's a big ping to push mid, and we still got 40 seconds on these death timers. Even with all these turrets up, though, Live Sandbox should be able to push through. They've got amazing wave clear. They have all their DPS up here. But man, what a crazy almost turn here. As we're going to go back to this fight, but I honestly much rather watch live because that push is going to be a long time coming through.
There
okay,
you
we
go.
do a picture-in-picture. They just need to buy 40 seconds of time for the respawns. Might just be an inhib for an inhib. But this team fight and that ult from Closer is so massive.
I think they're going to end the game.
I think so.
We got to watch live here.
Yeah.
The game is ending. There's only 10 seconds. Here we go.
7 on aiming.
Yep. Life is going to try to delay. He's got to try to clear the wave, but he's not able to. He's a moo-moo. And Live Sandbox with the Infernal Soul. They're trying to hit the Nexus. They're trying to hit it, and they will. Live Sandbox win in a crazy Game 3. A huge turnaround. Some truly big moments for both teams. We're going to send it.
KT lose the game with like 4,000 gold still ahead.
Yeah.
They never lost their lead.
Thank you very much, guys. This is Jason for the POG interview, joined by the Paper Prince with Krako. Congratulations, guys. Live Sandbox picked up the 11th win of the split, solidifying your spot on the 3rd place. But this series was so long. How was the match? I'm still so tired and exhausted. I really need to do better for the interview, but I'm so exhausted. I'm being honest here. And I mean, everyone gets it because Game 3 was so long and the entire match was just so extended. Prince is now tied for first place on the POG standings. Let's hear from the POG leader, Prince, joining us remotely for the interview. Hello. How are you feeling about the win? I think today, in general, we had a very rough series, but I'm so happy that all my players were concentrating until the very end, and everyone actually predicted KT win. So I'm so happy that we proved something, I think you guys need to work on, reading the meta and, just predictions, You gotta know the game better.
KT 승부 예측 하셨던 분들. 네,
A spicy word from
같은데
Prince, who
축하드리고요.
all predicted
프린스 선수
the
POG
KT
포인트
win
오늘
here.
1100점으로
And Prince,
올라서면서
you
롤러
are
선수,
now
제우스 선수와 공동
tied
1위를
POG
달성하셨습니다.
first
이에 대한
place
소감도
together with
들어보겠습니다.
Ruler and Zeus.
오늘 3세트 받을만 했다
I think I
생각하고
deserve POG
제가 봐도
for
좀
game 3. Obviously, I think
멘탈 챙겨주면서 했던 것
I
같아요.
was doing a great
근데
job
그나저나
keeping
프린스
our
선수 몸은 좀
teammates'
괜찮으세요?
mentality strong. How are you feeling right now,
좀
Prince?
내렸는데 기침은 많이 하는
Fever is
상태라서
gone, but still I'm coughing
열심히 참고
my lungs out.
또 이런 코로나 이슈가 있다 보니까 프린스
I mean,
선수
it's so
대신에
impressive
이렇게
that you
경기장에
guys are
프린스
able to
선수의
still
분신이
perform
함께
so well despite the
나와주셨습니다.
COVID
입장 때부터 정말
situation.
시간
And we had this
남다랐는데
small
마음에
little
드세요?
paper Prince over here. It was really cute. Did you like
네.
it?
저번에 판넬이랑
Last time it
같이
was
했던
a cardboard
멤버들이
size,
이번에도
but this time
똑같이
around
안
it
오고
was a different
판넬
one,
볼
you
줄
know.
알았는데 저렇게
I
좀
thought I was
센스 있게
expecting the
좀
cardboard
준비한 것
Prince,
같아요.
but I think I like the way we changed it too.
어깨가 좀 걸리적거려가지고
I mean,
씌워버리고 싶은데
It's a little bit annoying on my shoulder. I want to
잘했으니까 일단
take it
가지고
away, but I'll take it because
알겠습니다. 오늘
Prince
3위와
definitely did a great
4위의
job today.
대결이었던 만큼 정말 긴장이 많이 되셨을 것 같고
Today we had a very close series between KT Rolster and Lip Sandbox. You guys are third and fourth place teams in the LCK. So what did you focus on heading into this series against KT Rolster?
KT라는 팀과 저희 팀이
I think
어떻게
KT
보면
and Lip
게임하는
Sandbox,
스타일이
us,
그렇게 차이가
share a
난다고
bit of a
생각하지
similar
않아서
play style.
그래도 저희 팀이 좀 더 잘한다는
But
자신이 있었고
I was confident that
오늘은
we are
그렇게 막
slightly better than them.
잘한다라는
But today,
식으로 보이진 않았던 것
It didn't really
같은데
show, but
일단 바텀 중심적으로 좀 많이
we
준비하면서
prepared
에이밍
playing around the bottom side a lot, especially focusing down on aiming.
했다고 말씀해 주셨는데 1세트는 또 크로코 선수의 그
In game
골
number
맛으로
one,
경기를
that
견인했다라고 해도
Skarner was so powerful, even though you guys were about 10,000 gold behind. You were able to make plays. A lot of people say it's really hard to find setups when you are behind. So what did you kind of focus on in order to turn the game around with that Skarner?
정화를 들고 있긴 했는데
I remember
스카너 궁은
Zeri
제압이라서
had
정화로 안
cleanse,
풀리기
but
때문에
still cleanse cannot
이번에는
really
제리를
get
많이
away from the
포커싱했고
ult. So I
일단
tried to
룰루가
focus
조금
on,
서포팅을
that
많이
Zeri.
잘해주는 챔피언이라서
And also
룰루도
Lulu
잘라먹으려고
was also a great
했으면
support
칠퍼
for that
칠퍼 막
Zeri, so I also used my ult on that
이렇게
Lulu
멋진
as well.
플레이를 보여준 스카너가 놀랍게도 크로코 선수의
And
이번
that
서버
Skarner,
첫
even
픽이었다고
though your
합니다.
performance
어떤
was
준비 과정이
phenomenal,
있었던
it was your
건가요?
first Skarner game this summer.
진짜 솔직히 말하면
To be completely
준비를
honest, I
하지도 않았고
didn't really
많이
practice
하지도
that,
않았어요.
you know.
와, 그러면은 그냥
I didn't really
준비인가요?
play it a lot.
어,
Is that all about your talent then?
그냥
Well,
쉽더라고요.
just it was easy.
와, 오늘 너무 멋진 대답이 많이 나오는 것 같습니다. 좋습니다. 프린스 선수.
And then let's move on.
3세트에
to game three.
칼리스타
Prince.
없이 11호와 함께 아무
KT Rolster locked in Amumu this time around without Kalista. Did you expect that?
아무무는 예상을 못하긴 했었는데
I didn't expect that Amumu
어차피
pick.
레오나 아니면 아무무라고
I thought it's gonna be either Leona or other, you know, initiation pick. So I think the game would have been pretty much the same. How was playing against Amumu without Kalista?
이게 정화
Well,
없을 때는 압박을
I mean,
게임에서 많이
they can,
받아가지고
you know, put
한타를
pressure
못하긴
when I
했어요.
don't have cleanse, so I wasn't able to actually play team fights
그런 쪽에서는
when my
굉장히
cleanse was
역할이
down.
잘 됐던
So I
것
think
같아요.
he was doing a decent job.
챔피언마다 또 어떤 역할을 노리고 나온 픽이다 이런 것에 대한 분석도 굉장히 많이
I
되어
guess
있는
Prince was
느낌입니다.
having a great analysis of the team fight position as well. You guys got another big comeback in game number 3, especially with that Zeri pop off. Were you expecting that kind of a Zeri moment heading into the late game?
제리에 비해서 절대
In
캐리력이
fact,
밀리는
Sivir
섹터가
also
아닌데
can carry as much as Zeri can do.
좀 초반에 라인전 상성을
But
잘못
early
기회를
on,
받은 것도 있었고,
He was
이제
able to, Sivir
운영의
was able to
흐름에서
play
제가
better
돌아간
lane
것도
matchup.
있어가지고 팀원들한테
But at the
무조건
same
이길 수
time, you know,
있다면서
I was like
제가
telling my
끌고 갈라
teammates
했던
I'm gonna carry the game for you guys in terms of macro and late game play. Speaking of the late game play, let's take a look at this replay where Lip Sandbox was able to close out the game with one team fight.
네, 4용 한타였죠.
This was the
여기서
soul
엄청
fight.
짜릿했는데 각 어떻게 보고 계셨는지 프린스 선수 한 말씀 부탁드려요.
Tell me about this team fight. Could you break
아,
it
이제
down for
상대가
us?
다 흩어졌는데
So the opponents were
시비르가
all
계속
scattered.
앞으로 와가지고
So Sivir and then just walked to my face, so I killed her,
따라가면서
and then I was chasing them
때렸어요.
and I hit them.
사실 일단 용 스틸도 크로코 선수가 하신 거잖아요. 이때
And
크로코
Kroka
선수
also got
어떻게
the
보셨나요?
steal.
일단 그냥 용스틴이라고
About the steal, I can't not really say that was a great steal. I was not looking for a steal, to be honest. I just used my ability and I got lucky and I got the objective. Lip Sandbox still has a chance of making it into the playoffs round 2, about 1%, and your next opponent is T1. Two teams fighting for the round 2 spot. To be honest, I think that game 3 had about less than 1% probability to win, but we still made it, which means we hope to continue this winning streak and make it straight to round 2 as well. And Prince,
말 말고 이제 행동으로.
I'm just gonna show you guys something. Actions more than words. What was that about? He's a weird guy, you know. I was expecting something weird, but still, that's a big problem. I knew he was weird, but he's showing off all of his weirdness today. Prince proved that action speaks louder than words, but this will be the end of the interview from Prince Krakow from the PUT interview, and back to the carpet space. Thank you.